Hello folks, Lee Allison with Allison Agile here today, coming to you with another Agile leadership lesson. These are short, fundamental lessons on things that you as a decision maker, as a leader, an influencer, things that you need to know to help your organization be more agile. And today we're going to be talking about RV conversations, recreational vehicle conversations. This particular tool applies to any kind of work, whether it's waterfall or agile, it doesn't matter, but it's particularly suited for any team whose work is out of control. Is that team's backlog constantly being whipsawed from flavor of the month to flavor of the month? Does that team have a hard time hitting their deliverables? In these cases where the work can be referred to as out of control, an RV conversation might be the tool that you need to get that team back on track. So let's dive into it, shall we? What I'd like for you to do for the purposes of the lesson today is to basically play a thought experiment where you and a handful of your closest friends, your family, your team members, whomever, you guys are on a vacation up the left coast, the west coast of North America. You're going to start your vacation in San Diego. Everybody hops into the Winnebago. You go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, Napa Valley, Eugene, Oregon, and finally you end up in Portland, Oregon, where everybody goes back home from there. Okay? Really simple concept. Well, what happens on a road trip? People buy souvenirs, right? So you've got all these souvenirs that are sitting in the Winnebago. You've got National Park snow globes. You've got beach blankets get shoved in up here. Pint glasses from every bar stop along the way. Somebody comes back with a model of the Golden Gate Bridge. You've got maps of the Hollywood stars' homes. While you were in California, you stopped by the Spanish missions and somebody picked up a bunch of crafts from there. You've got tons of beach balls stacked everywhere. Eugene, Oregon, and Portland as well, great smoked salmon. Let's put the smoked salmon right back there. We've got beach jewelry. We've got fridge magnets. We've got Silicon Valley mugs. Why we picked up mugs while we were in Silicon Valley, I don't know, but we did. We swung by San Francisco and somebody picked up kites. They've got a ton of kites in San Francisco. In fact, so many kites that we decided to get another one as well. And let's get real serious here for just a minute, folks, if you don't mind. While we were in Napa Valley, there's really only one thing that we wanted to pick up, and that's boxes of wine and more wine as well. So we've got plenty of wine. We're good to go there. San Diego has a great zoo where somebody picked up a stuffed animal. We've got plenty of craft beers floating around from this, that, or the other place. Somebody's grandmother collects spoons, so we have a spoon collection going on. While we were in Venice Beach, we picked up flip-flops because flip-flops are awesome. We have keepsakes from Fisherman's Wharf. We have mugs and souvenirs from every food truck we ever went by. Oh yeah, down in San Diego, somebody swung by Naval Station 32nd Street and picked up a model Navy ship. I recommend the destroyers, that's what I was on. We also have t-shirts, which we're really running out of room here. Oh my God, the RV is getting so full. And don't forget, we also have the usual collection of miscellaneous clothes. We have shot glasses. We're going to slide some beach towels in there. We have bar coasters, which will just barely fit right there, along with another stack of t-shirts is going to go there. I think we can fit some shoes right there. And no road trip is complete without a collection of fine souvenir keychains as well. Oop, whatever that was just made a little bit of room for the keychains, which are going to go right there. I'm not picking up another one of these stickies. You folks don't know. Y'all don't know how many times we've done this. Fisherman's Wharf, cooperate or else. Thank you. All right, let's get this video done before they all come down on me. Okay, now What happens? This is what the Winnebago looks like when you're pulling into Portland, Oregon. What's going to happen at Portland? Same thing that happens every place else. Somebody is going to come back to the Winnebago with a souvenir that they just cannot go home without. And in this case, it's a 6-foot wooden Yeti carved by some guy with a chin hair that goes down to here with a chainsaw, right? Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, now you can have your RV conversation. Somebody somewhere has to make a 6-foot wooden Yeti-sized hole in all of the work that the team is already carrying. The team that's out of control that you're talking about, is this team operating at 100% load? Almost certainly. I've got another video coming up about why that's a bad idea, but for right now, let's assume that this 6-foot Yeti has to go in here. Somebody has to give up some stuff. You can't just keep piling this up here and hope for the best. Sooner or later, the RV will break down. Now, I do want to say this about RV conversations. They are a great way to manage work. When this wooden Yeti comes in, wherever it comes from, whoever brings it in, you get the opportunity to go to that person and say, yes, we're happy to do the work on your Yeti, but we need to prioritize it, we need to size it, and we need to slot it into our already committed work schedule. Let's have these conversations. Now, one more thing about the RV conversation. You can't just start having them in a vacuum. Your work environment has to have a specific set of tools and systems already in place before any of this can actually be applicable. We've basically touched on them, but if you would like more information on what those underlying systems and metrics are, reach out to me. The closing bumper is going to have all my contact information. There's phone, text, email, website, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Get a hold of me somehow or another, and I'll be happy to set up a conversation with you about what's required so that you can have an RV conversation in your work environment and your teams that are out of control can get some sense of sanity about what they're working on and how they're doing it. Thanks again for paying attention. I'm glad everybody tuned in today. Once again, my name is Lee Allison with Allison Agile. If there's anything we can do for you in the world of agility, please reach out to us. Until then, be safe, take good care of the people around you, and thanks again for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Bye now.